Now, don't take away from this that I'm bad-mouthing weaves at all, because I am not. But what I want to get across to you with alopecia and weaving or braiding or anything like that is that you get down to the root cause first. Hello, and welcome to Trichology Tuesday Tea with Tracy, where we spill the tea on all things trichology. I chose today's topic, alopecia and weaves. It was inspired by a client that came, well, two people really, came into the clinic for treatment, as well as a young lady that's in a very popular group. I live in Riverside, California, and so we have this group. There's a lot of stylists in the group, and so I get to see a lot of really beautiful styles and things like that. And most times I just kind of see the pictures and I don't comment much, but I felt led, to be honest with you, I felt led to comment on this particular post that I seen because although the weaves were beautiful, I noticed that most of the weaves that she was doing were on clients that were experiencing alopecia. And so, the Tracy and me wanted to try to help. That's kind of just who I am and what I do. And so I said to her, your work is beautiful, but I'm not certain if you're addressing the underlying conditions that might be happening with your clients. And that might be something that you want to do. Well, why did I say that? Because she took offense to that. And she started to respond accordingly. And so I just kind of dropped a few gems and tried to help her understand it's really important, those of us who are in the hair profession, to know and understand some things as it relates to hair loss before we start gluing on weaves, sewing in weaves, because we could really be exacerbating the issue. I didn't share with you guys what tea I was drinking today. I like to kind of just do that since it is Trichology Tuesday tea with Tracy, right? So today I'm drinking ginger and peach and turmeric. It has like a little spicy kick to it with the turmeric, but it's pretty good. That's the tea that I'm drinking as I'm spilling the tea on Trichology. So she didn't appreciate it, but I shared what I had to say anyway because I have a passion for hair loss. And it leads me to the other reason why I was inspired to do this topic, going back to the client that came in. She came in for hair loss. She had lost about a fourth of her hairline. And in my intake, I asked about their hair practices and what they've been doing and what they think led to their hair loss concerns. And so this particular client was sharing with me that she had gone to a stylist that said that she was a hair loss professional and that she had growing hands. And so she felt good and comfortable with her, treating her for her hair loss. And so the stylist shared with her what she thought needed to happen was that she would put her in a weave so that she could let her hair rest and so that it could grow. And so the client, being the client and trusting the professional to do the right thing for her, she conceded and went into this weave. And she said she had been in the weave probably about a year before she came to me. So I asked her about what her hair looked like what led to her seeking help for her hair loss and going to the stylist. She said the hair was very thin in this top area. She said I could see through to my scalp. My part was wide, and around my hairline, it was very thin. And I wasn't comfortable wearing my hair anymore. So that's why I went to her. And so she thought, with her putting it in the weave sounded like a good idea to her. It would add volume. It would hide the fact that she was thinning in the top. And in the stylist's words, it would give her hair a chance to rest while she treated it and for the hair to grow. So she said she would get her weaves done about every 2 to 3 months. I asked her if she was caring for the hair in between. In between, there was not a lot of maintenance being done. Every now and again, she would shampoo the hair, her weave herself at home, talk to her about, whether she would dry the scalp thoroughly and things like that. That wasn't really happening. She said this went on for about a year. She said she felt like within herself, she knew that her hair wasn't growing, but she was hopeful that it would turn around at some point. When it didn't, she told the stylist, you know what, I think I'm going to, try another avenue. But what I'd like for you to do first is take some pictures for me, because I want to send them to dermatologist, is what she said. But she said she never did go to dermatologist. She was actually taking the pictures to send to me, because I asked for pictures, I asked for blood work, and I asked for a lot of other different things in my intake. And she said she was totally shocked when she saw the picture of what her hair looked like. It was twice the size, or the loss was, it had advanced twice as much as when she had went to see the stylist. And that's when she began to cry, and so I said to her, well, we're going to get down to the root cause of what's happening, and let's discover why this happened to you to begin with. And this is the part that I think is very, very important to stylists, even hair loss practitioners, braiders, and all those that are out there in the community that are servicing clients. You are on the front line. You see the clients and what's happening to them. And it's up to you as the professional to either assist, or if you don't know what's happening, to send them to someone that does. This all goes back to the live that I did a few weeks ago that talked about who to see for what and when. So it was the stylist's job to know that, and she wasn't a certified, trichologist, or she hadn't done any formal training as a holistic practitioner or anything like that. She was a stylist, and that is as far as she had gone with it, but she had growing hands. And I understand that term, and I do believe that there are those who are just naturally skilled and talented. I do believe that. However, I also know that you need some formal training and understanding of the scalp and how it performs and how it behaves, and the body system and how it behaves and how it can lead to, and when it's giving you signs that there are some deeper issues. So with this client, with this stylist not addressing what was going on, or not being able to, the first thing she should have done was pointed that client in a different direction. I don't know exactly what is happening to you, but it's important that you find out what before we give you a style for beautification, so that you feel better about the fact that your hair is thinning and you can't wear the styles that you want to. She should have referred her to someone that knew, so that they could address the issue, which in her case was the fact that she had frontal fibrosing as well as female pattern thinning. What the stylist did was allow for that to be exacerbated. And so I had to share with her that you have a scarring type of alopecia called frontal fibrosing, or what I believe to be frontal fibrosing, and female pattern thinning. And what we want to do is have some blood work done and sent out for a BCA to confirm what I suspect is happening. And we did that. And then when she came back into the office, I shared with her my findings were accurate, and you do have frontal fibrosing, which is a type of scarring alopecia. And I shared with her what I could do for her and what I could not do for her. And that I did recommend that she stop wearing the weaves, because we weren't going to be able to address her issues with those weaves, the weave in place. Now, don't take away from this that I'm bad-mouthing weaves at all, because I am not. I do understand that that is a style choice for many. Wearing hair augmentation is a style choice for many. I have some hair augmentation today. I work out. Willie and I worked out last night as part of our quality time. And so we worked out last night. And so I shampoo my hair often. I'm also in menopause. And so I sweat a lot. And because of that, there's a lot of sebum that's released on my scalp. And so I have to keep good scalp hygiene in order to have optimal hair growth. And so I shampoo my hair often. And for that reason, it's not practical for me to wear my hair the way I would like to, which is flat ironed or curled and things like that, because I would just have to put too much heat on my hair doing that on a daily basis. So I choose to wear different ponytails or updos, or sometimes I even do faux locks and things like that, where I'm still able to shampoo and get to my scalp. So I'm not saying hair augmentation is bad, or hair weaving is bad, or even braiding is bad. But what I want to get across to you with alopecia and weaving or braiding or locking or twisting or anything like that is that you get down to the root cause first. In my promo, you see a young lady with alopecia, and then they braid the hair in such a way that it is beautiful, that you can't even tell that she has alopecia. My concern is, did they figure out what the underlying condition is? Outside of the fact that it can lead to alopecia areata or totalis or universalis, what they might not know is that our hair responds to the slightest systemic change. And many times our hair is the first indicator that there is something more substantial happening within our bodies. It can signal to us that we have hypertension. It can signal to us that we have diabetes. It can signal to us that we have immune issues such as thalassemia or lupus or lichen planopilaris. So the reason I was so adamant with this young lady in the group, because she was taking everybody that had alopecia and just weaving them up and making them look beautiful, which in my opinion was putting them into the position to experience total hair loss at some point. Because if you do this for a long period of time without addressing the underlying condition, then you're going to end up with total hair loss. And you're going to come to me, and this client was upset because I had to share with her, you had progressed to a point with the cicatricial hair loss that I could not assist you. I can assist you with what's left, the female pattern thinning, folliculitis delcavans, the seborrheic dermatitis, but here's an area that I cannot assist you with. And she cried, and she said, why do stylists do this? Why do they do this? And I said, I believe because of a lack of knowledge. It goes back to the word, now I'm going to start preaching, but it's the truth. We perish because of a lack of knowledge. And it's okay to not know, but what is not okay to do is not find out the answers for the client. If you know that you don't know, then find out, then lead them to somebody that does. I have to give my props to the loctician that works with me. Her name is Ladrea, and she works at Make It Happen, but she also is at Lockefellers. And she services men, women, and children with doing locks. That's kind of her thing that she specializes in right now. And she reached out to me after a consult with a young man. I believe it was a young man that wanted his locks done. Now, she assisted him with his locks, but what she also did was told him that I believe that you are experiencing some type of alopecia, and I can't assist you with that. I can make you look good, I can do your locks, but you need to see a professional. And she reached out to me. She said, there's a gentleman that's going to be reaching out to you. I've recommended that he sees you. How do you want me to put you in touch with him? And I said, give him my number. Have him call my assistant. We'll get him in for a consultation. That's what you want to do if you don't know. There's no harm in not knowing. The harm is weaving clients and you don't know what's happening with them. So now they sit with the comfort of having a beautiful hairstyle. And when I tell you this young lady was laying the hair out, she was. And since then, almost on a daily basis, I think she's doing it to taunt me, but I ain't worried about her. I done gave her the knowledge. Now the blood is on her hands, not mine. So she's posted these pictures every day. And she's even progressed now. The weaves that she was posting at first were braided weaves. Now she's gluing it to their heads, further exacerbating the issue. Even a bigger, greater problem to happen. Have you done your research? Have you done your due diligence about these glues that you're using to attach these units to your client's head? If you haven't, you should. We're talking about alopecia and weaving. Many times you are the reason that the clients end up with no hair. And what you don't realize is you're setting yourself up for a lawsuit. There are more and more clients that are deciding this is not okay. They are the professional and they should have known. And we should. I have my leader, Nadia. She's a holistic practitioner. And so I say my leader because she is in that area. She's a leader and she's someone that I go to often. And the first thing that she always says is, did you do your due diligence? Did you do your research? And that is so important. Here's the other thing for natural hairstylists.